soul, freed from the constraints of the earthly realm, beginning its voyage towards the afterlife. It journeys through layers of existence, each more transcendent than the previous one, until it stands at the doorstep of heaven. Here, in this imagined paradise, the soul finds itself in a domain where the concepts of time and space dissolve into irrelevance. The scenery unfurls like a masterpiece of divine artistry. Gardens blooming with colors more vibrant than any earthly palette stretch as far as the eye can see. Rivers, clearer than the purest crystal, meander through the landscape, their waters imbued with an ethereal glow. Music more melodious than any symphony fills the air, soothing the soul and stirring the spirit. In this place, suffering and desire are unknown. Its inhabitants, free from these earthly shackles, engage in pursuits of knowledge, artistry, and divine contemplation. They explore the limits of their potential, unhindered by physical limitations or the ticking of a terrestrial clock. In this haven, the soul is reunited with those it held dear on earth. Together they share tales of their earthly journeys, of trials endured and victories won. They laugh, they weep, they reminisce, savoring the sweet nectar of shared memories. Guiding them through this celestial realm are beings of light, brimming with wisdom gleaned from eons of existence. These enlightened entities illuminate the path, shedding light on the mysteries of existence that were veiled in the earthly realm. In this paradise, every moment is a revelation, every experience a step closer to divine understanding. From ancient civilizations to modern religions, the concept of heaven has been a cornerstone of spiritual beliefs. This celestial realm has been depicted in a multitude of ways, each reflecting the unique perspectives and values of its respective culture or religion. Take Christianity, for instance. Here, heaven is portrayed as a paradise free from sorrow, pain, and sin. It's a place where believers find themselves in the divine presence of God, immersed in an enduring peace that transcends our earthly understanding. In Islam, heaven or Jannah is described as a garden of eternal bliss. It's a place of physical and spiritual delights where rivers of milk, honey, and wine flow freely and trees are laden with fruits. Here, the righteous enjoy the company of their loved ones and are honored with the divine presence of Allah. Venture back in time to the era of ancient civilizations and you'll find a different yet equally fascinating interpretation of heaven. The ancient Egyptians, for example, believed in the fields of Aru, a heavenly realm of abundance and contentment. To them, heaven was a place where the soul, having been deemed worthy by the gods, could dwell in an eternal state of satisfaction. Then there's the Norse mythology, which speaks of Valhalla and Folkvanga, grand halls where warriors who have fallen in battle are received. These brave souls continue their existence, feasting and engaging in friendly combat, all under the watchful eyes of the gods. As we traverse through these various depictions, a common thread emerges. Despite the differences in detail, the idea of heaven as a reward for the virtuous and the righteous is shared by these cultures and religions. It's seen as the ultimate goal, the final destination for the souls that have led good and honorable lives. Although the specifics vary, these cultures and religions share the idea of heaven as a reward for the virtuous and the righteous. Through their unique interpretations, they provide us with a rich tapestry of spiritual beliefs, all pointing towards the same aspiration, a place of eternal peace, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. Philosophers, both ancient and contemporary, have offered their insights on the possibility of life after death. The question of what happens when we shuffle off this mortal coil has been a source of contemplation and debate for millennia, with a rich tapestry of theories woven throughout the fabric of human thought. One of the earliest and most influential philosophers to grapple with the idea of life after death was the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. He proposed the concept of the immortality of the soul, a theory that suggests our consciousness persists beyond the cessation of our bodily functions. For Socrates, death was but a passage, a transition of the soul from one state of existence to another, free from the corporeal constraints of the physical world. Fast forward to the modern era, and the philosophical discourse on life after death continues to thrive, evolving in tandem with our understanding of consciousness and the human mind. Some contemporary philosophers, drawing on advancements in neuroscience and cognitive science, explore the possibility of consciousness persisting after death, albeit in a form that may be radically different from our current understanding. Others, however, propose that death represents the absolute end of our conscious experience, a cessation of all thought and perception. For these thinkers, the concept of an afterlife is a comforting illusion, a human invention designed to assuage our existential fears. Yet, despite the differing perspectives, what unites these philosophical inquiries is a shared curiosity, a quest to understand the enigmatic journey that awaits us all. Whether we conceive of death as a gateway to another realm or the final curtain call, these explorations compel us to confront our mortality, to ponder the transient nature of our existence, and to consider what, if anything, lies beyond. These philosophical musings prompt us to consider the nature of our existence beyond the physical realm. They invite us to engage with the mystery of death, not with fear or trepidation, but with the curiosity and wonder befitting of the greatest adventure of all. What does it mean to be good or virtuous, and how does it determine our eligibility for heaven? This question has been a cornerstone of ethical discourse throughout history, with answers as diverse as the cultures and belief systems that ponder them. In the broadest sense, being good or virtuous refers to the adherence to moral principles, the practice of acts of kindness, and a life lived in harmony with the precepts of one's faith or philosophy. But the specifics of these principles and precepts can vary greatly. For some, righteousness may be defined by the 10 Commandments or the 5 pillars of Islam. For others, it may be the Eightfold Path of Buddhism or the virtues of truth, righteousness, peace, love, and non-violence in Hinduism. Beyond religious guidelines, being good may also involve ethical codes derived from philosophical or societal norms. Think of the Golden Rule, which encourages treating others as we wish to be treated, a principle found in cultures around the world. Or consider the philosophy of consequentialism, which proposes that the morality of an action is determined by its outcome. So how does this all tie into our eligibility for heaven? Many belief systems propose that upon death, the soul undergoes a form of judgment. The deeds of the individual, their virtues and their sins are weighed and assessed. This evaluation, it is believed, determines the soul's ultimate destination in the afterlife. For instance, Christianity speaks of the Last Judgment, where the lives of all individuals are reviewed before God. Similarly, in Islamic belief, the deeds of a person's life are weighed on the Day of Judgment, determining their place in the afterlife.